All right, I'm restoring a 56 Bel Air Christine. Today's gonna be an unboxing video. I got an old fuel tank sending unit and filler neck. I got a brand new fuel tank filler neck and sending unit from Tanks Inc. Today's gonna be an unboxing Santa Claus style. So if you're interested in watching this, stay tuned. All right, I'm at the warehouse where I store all of Christine's parts. This is where, when I disassembled her, everything came here. This is where she was living before I decided to go ahead and tear her down and restore her. But I've got an unboxing video for you that I'm gonna do. I ordered a new fuel tank. I haven't even cracked it open. I've got some Santa Claus boxes on the floor right here. I'm gonna show you that in just a second, but we're gonna get into the fuel tank. This is all factory stock. So there's no, this is not for fuel injection. So there's no pump in a tank. This is gonna be the factory tank, the factory filler neck, factory seals and gaskets, and the factory sending unit. So let's start unboxing it. So as I turn the camera around, I can't help but, of course, you see the Cutlass is in the background. I think those of you that watch my channel know I mentioned this Cutlass quite a bit. This is a car that I restored from, it was a basket case, a bucket of bolts. This is from 2013 to 2016. It's a 1971 Cutlass with the original Rocket 350. But it's still that's a 1972 Rocket 350 that I completely went through. I got it sitting on a battery charger so that I can start taking it out fun in the sun. It's a convertible and enjoy it. Also next to it, I have this is my COVID project. This is a boat that I built literally out of plywood and lumber. This is basically a 1958 Glen Ellsworth, and it's 11 foot long. It's got a 1958 two-stroke Johnson outboard. That's vintage power. I love vintage power. I took it out a few weeks ago. I'm going to take it out again pretty soon. It'll get on a video sooner or later, but it's fun. Anyway, enough about that. All the parts that you see here, this is what's left of Christine. I've got parts that I've ordered, vintage air stuff. I've got gaskets and seals, and then I've got my old headers, my old exhaust, my bumpers, the old radiator. I got a new one, radiator shroud. Other parts that are going to be reused. Some of them are going to be reused, some of them are not. But I don't throw anything away until I know I've got the right part in my hands. So what we're here for today is to pull out this fuel tank. All right, so here's my tank. That's the original tank. On the inside, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's definitely rust and corrosion. I know when I pulled this tank off, it had stale gas in it, and then I dumped it on the ground, and there was junk that came out. But then also there's the filler neck, so you know it's the 1956 Bel Air. So the 1956 Bel Air has this filler neck that comes up the side and goes up and it hides right behind the tail light. And that's one of the things that's iconic about the car. So there's a seal here, and then there's a grommet that goes in the back by the tail light that goes around the filler neck. So I've got a new one of those. The straps, I'm just going to clean these straps up and reuse these, but it's only got two straps that hook onto something underneath the floor pan, the trunk pan, and then the other side has a bolt. So I don't remember how that went, but I'm gonna, of course, figure that out. We'll get that back in. And here's my sending unit. So this is the sending unit that was in here. And funny story. When I went to cruising the coast one time, which is in southern Mississippi, it's along the Highway 90. And I'm driving, I'm rolling along, and I'm watching my fuel tank, and I think fuel tank's kind of small, so I'm getting, crappy gas mileage. But the fuel gauge was going down, and I was watching it, and I started off, and then it got to around a quarter tank, and I'm just rolling along down the highway, and I keep looking at it, and I don't really pay attention to it because it bounces, the fuel gauge. And when it suddenly it started spitting and sputtering, and I ran out of gas. And then I had to go, I was by myself, so I had to go to the local big box store and buy a fuel can, and then I had to walk some more to a gas station and get gas, and then walk back to where Christine was and put a gallon of gas in her and fired her up and went to the gas station. And my son is like, he's gun shy from that. So not that instant, but that's his one thing. It's like he's traumatized from being a kid, and Dad always running out of gas. So we figured out why. Because the fuel tank, the fuel sending unit was jacked up. So here's what it looks like when you see it. I mean, this is what was in my tank. I mean, look at the corrosion on it. That's terrible. But anyway, I got a new one of those. So, all right. So those are parts we've got. I ordered a new sending unit, a new tank, and a new filler neck. And that's what should be in these boxes. So I'm going to set the camera up on a tripod, and let's go ahead and crack these open. So let's start with the fun one. Of course, this is the most important, is to make sure that the fuel tank itself is the right one. So this came from Tanks Incorporated. I believe I ordered this through Summit. It wasn't that much. I mean, compared to some of the cost of the tanks, I don't know, it was about, I want to say 150-ish, 170-ish, somewhere around there. But when I first ordered it, I didn't look at my filler neck. And I said, okay, I'm gonna just order the tank and I'm gonna reuse my filler neck, nothing wrong with it, right? And I'm trying to keep as many original parts on Christine as I can, just for the heart and soul of the car. So when I got the tank, and before I was opening it up, I saw that filler neck had junk in it. It was like rust, like you wouldn't believe it. So I said, well, I need to order a one of those. Look what I just opened, a Matryoshka doll. A box in a box, don't you love it? At least the two boxes are similar size. So now this is the true Tanks Incorporated box. That one said Tanks Inc. too. Well, let's go ahead and crack this open, and maybe now this will lead us to Candyland. So look at this. It comes with new gaskets and seals. So it's got in the bag here, it's got two O-rings. It's got the I guess it's a vent plug on the bottom, maybe a drain plug. So maybe that's what that is, drain plug on the bottom, and two O-rings. It's got a single gasket, maybe a cork gasket for the sending unit. I don't know if that's two, but I think it looks like it's one very thick one, and it's got new screws. So that comes with the tank. Let's see, put that on the side, pull the tank out. Now there's different versions of the tank that I was able to potentially order, and one is the, I don't know, square box, and the other is rounded edges. And I ordered the one that was square, which when we look at it, it matches the factory. So here's the Tanks Inc. tank, and there's the factory tank. Let's take a look at it. That is pretty. That is really pretty. You'll notice, I'm gonna pull off the tripod. You'll notice that this comes with the powder coating, and it looks like it's silver. That is great. So it's got some protection on the outside. Not quite sure about the innards. Can't tell. I don't know if the tank is lined. Doesn't look like it, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a powder coating. It's something to mimic anodized silver. That's going to be really pretty. It's going to last a long time. It's never going to look like that. So let's see if it's the same. Compare them side by side. There you go. It's got a fold. Check it out. Fold and a fold to match the fold and a fold for the two straps. Two ribs wide in the middle. Two ribs wide in the middle. And then two more ribs. Then what? It's got a depression and an indent out here. Indent here, a little minor indent here that you can't see, and you can see it on this one. Corners are folded up. Corners are folded up just like the factory. But one thing that is different, I don't know if you're a purist, you know, it's got a hole here, and then of course there's powder coating. If you're a purist and you're going for concourse restoration, this is not the tank for you. But for what I want, this looks like this is perfect. And there it is. Let's see, we got the hole for the sending unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, threaded. It's threaded. And then here for the sending unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's threaded. So there you go. Simple on the tank. I think the quality is dynamite. I'll make sure that I confirm the price for what we paid for it and pop that up here. Then what? We got the filler neck. So the filler neck should be in one of these other boxes. I think it's in that big box. Let me put you back on the tripod, and we will look at that. Grab a box cutter. All right. Like I said, the filler neck, I looked at mine, and it was, I mean, scale like you wouldn't believe on the inside. And I just couldn't take a chance. Everything else, the fuel delivery system is new on Christine. It's a new fuel line, 5/16" inch fuel line. We're gonna go over that in a second. I use 5/16" and not 3/8. and you can get a factory 5/16 sending unit. We'll go to that. Did I just order a box full of paper and that's all it is in here? There's nothing else in there. There you go. So here's the filler neck. Sealed in a plastic bag. Pop that open. This looks like this is also powder coated. Oh man, this is good looking stuff. Good looking stuff. This might have been $70? 70 bucks maybe? Let me get it open. Oh man, that is beautiful. Look at that. Got the flange for the gas cap, and I did not get a new gas cap yet. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. But okay, here we go. Look, check it out. Made in Taiwan. So if you watch my channel, you know that's something I often post and figure out. You know, where are things made? It might be on that box. It might say where that tank was. But let's go ahead and compare this to the original. Looks like it's spot on. Looks like it is spot on. All the way down to here. Yep, everything is like the same length. So on the end that inserts at the tank, it's got a particular shape to this flanged end. It's flared and it's got this little indent for the O-ring, and then it's got a rise here. It's got a flare. So hopefully that'll seal. It should. But this is also powder coated. Let's take a look and see what else we got. The sending unit is next. All right, so the sending unit. I ordered the tank from Summit, and then I ordered the filler neck from Summit separately. And I have no idea why this was duct taped. It was cut open. That was already cut open. But anyway, I ordered those two from Summit, and I was looking for the 5/16 inch sending unit, so I was able to get that from Mutton Hollow. And for those that are familiar with Tri-5s and ordering parts, Danchuck used to be the big supplier, big delivery, big manufacturer, and they stocked a lot of parts. They had outside source manufacturing. They've stopped manufacturing their own stuff, or they stopped selling parts that they don't directly manufacture, and they now only sell wholesale to distributors. Well, Mutton Hollow, I have found, has been probably the biggest player to step in and fill that vacuum that Danchuck is leaving. They're out of Utah, and they've been quick to ship, honest on their website, easy website to search. They have stock. I've used a couple of other ones. I'm mad at a couple of other suppliers that don't tell you what they have and don't have. Will take your order and not deliver you the parts, and instead send you an email that says, well, okay, this is on back order. We'll tell you when it comes in. All right, here we go. So what do we have? We got a gasket too. This is interesting. Gasket is taped. So check this out. This gasket is a very thin rubber gasket, and the other one that I showed you was cork and thick. So here we go. Here's the sending unit. Whole lot of business here, but we're going to compare this to the original. So let's see. Oh, here we go again. Made in Taiwan. So let me say something about the made in Taiwan stuff. So I know I'd prefer to see things made in the USA. Who wouldn't, right? Who among us with a you know, a classic car like a 1956 Bel Air wouldn't like to see parts made in the USA? But let me tell you, if not for imported parts, a lot of these cars would not be serviceable. So, you know, we can wish for the days when everything was made in the USA, but that's just not the world we live in right now. So the pro side of this is that importers like this have allowed cars like Christine to stay on the road. So we can't be too upset about it. All right, let's get into this. So now here's the sending unit, and if I can get these two oriented the same way, take a quick look at them. So it looks like everything is same. You got a 5/16 inch flare, got a flare there. I got the wire for the sending unit is right there. And look at mine. It looks like something happened here. It looks like these two are touching. Wow, that's not good. Okay, so I'm imagining it's probably getting a false reading right there. That would have been part of my problem. And then, you know, so this has got a bigger gap. So it comes with the screen. Notice mine is missing the screen. That was probably causing some fuel problems. I'll never know. This is kind of odd that the brass float is kind of hanging from a different side. I don't know why, but this looks like it's actually more of a balanced load. It's got the centroid of the float even with that. All right, that's the engineer brain in me coming out. But anyway, yeah, it looks like it's a good part. Let's see about the 5 holes. The 5 holes all line up. So there we go. I think that's going to fit. And it came with a gasket. The tank came with a gasket. So I've got 2 gaskets that go in a tank, but that's going to be it. One last thing. I forgot about this. It was in my pocket. This is the grommet that goes on the body behind the tail light. I'm not sure which end is up, but anyway, this goes on that filler neck, and then I got a brand new one. So this is actually made in the USA. This is from This is a Danchuk manufactured part, 1956 grommet for the gas tank filler tube to body. Part number 1823 or 07E3, not sure which, but there you go. So we got a brand new one of those. Looks like it's the right deal for the right job. So there you go. That was from Danchuk. So let's wrap it up. All right, there you have it. You got the sending unit, the tank, filler neck, all of it brand new, ready to go back in Christine. We're gonna get that put in real soon. That may be my next video. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's going to do it for this unboxing video. Hope you got something out of it. Hope it's helpful to somebody out there. I'm going to ask you that if you're enjoying the videos, please give them a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the channel, I'd love a subscription. So until I see you next time, please take care of yourself. Cheers.